Hey guys, Justin Bryan here from selfmadesuccess.com, and I'm going to give you 25 tips for running an internet business in 2016 and beyond that I learned the hard way in starting my first internet businesses throughout the years, and not really having a mentor or things like that. I had to learn a lot of these things the hard way, so I wanted to teach you these things so you can avoid those things, get better results from an earlier start, and hopefully uh, start off faster than I did, okay? So, number one, have a designated work area. If you don't have a place where you can consistently work and not be disturbed, it's going to be really hard to consistently motivate yourself to get anything done. And it's just something, even if it's just a corner of your living room or something, just find a place where you can consistently work and stay focused. Number two, eliminate distractions. If you have a bunch of distractions all over the place, you're gonna be scatterbrained. You're never gonna get anything done. You're gonna do a little bit and then get distracted by a shiny object and go do something else. This is the best way to build bad habits and never get anywhere in your business. Okay, so what works for me is to make sure the TV's off if you have a TV in your office, or keep the TV out of your office if you can. Don't have any video games, don't have smartphones, don't have iPads, don't have smartwatches, things like that that can distract you, that are entertainment related. Don't have them in your workspace. Number three, automate social media posting, because this can take more time than a lot of your other business activities if you're not automating it. So if you're having to go back and forth between Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, all those different sites, trying to post them that way, then you're going to have a hard time finding time to do anything else in your business. So get Buffer, get Hootsuite, Social Oomph, Post Planner. There's a few different ones that you can use. I did a review in comparison of Buffer versus Hootsuite. If you're looking at those two, those are the two main ones in the social media posting industry. But just find something that will allow you to automate social media so that you don't have to waste too much of your time. Number four, subscribe to top competitors. It might sound weird that you would be on the list of your competitors' um, list, their email list, but you need to be on there to see what they're doing, to compete with them, to know how they post, what they're posting, what kind of sales copy they use, how often they post, um, what's in their emails, how do they sell things like that. If you know those things, you can better learn how the best of the best do it, so you can implement in your business and build on that to eventually pass them later on. Number five, have your own website. Make it nice. Um, Having your own website with your own domain is a lot better than having some free one like, whatever it is your business is about, .weebly.com. Weebly has paid and free websites, for instance. And a lot of people try to start a free one like that, and no one's going to remember your domain if it's something like, blah 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 .weebly.com or .blogspot.com or whatever. Have your own website that you can count on, that's hosted and everything yourself, and make it nice, make it look professional. If you don't know what a professional website looks like, look at the top ones in your industry. You'll learn a lot just from comparing your business to theirs, or parts of your business to theirs. For instance, if you're in the entrepreneurship or business category, you might look at businessinsider.com, entrepreneur.com, things like that, to figure out how websites should be structured to maximize your profits. Number six, collect emails. If you're not collecting emails, you're not going to have people coming back to your website very often, and it takes 6 or 7 exposures to your product or your service before people will make a buying decision. So you need to collect people's emails, because that's the best way to market your information, your products, whatever it is you're doing. Number seven, pick a go-to content type to start out with and focus on. Obviously, there's a lot of different types of content, and I've tried all of them. I tried to do all of them at the same time when I started out. Didn't work out. I didn't have time to do anything else. And when you're spending all your time doing the content, you don't have any time to market it, which is actually just as important as the quality of the content. So if you're doing nothing but content, nobody's seeing it, it's useless. Focus on video, focus on podcasting, focus on blogging. Pick one of those. Slides if you're into like SlideShare, social media posting if you're into that. Whatever you feel is your strength, focus on that, and you can add the other ones later on. Number 8, have a solid autoresponder. Now, you need to collect emails, but if you're collecting emails without an autoresponder, it's pretty much useless because you can't just go through and email everybody one by one. You're going to have thousands of people looking to buy your products or learn more about your brand. You need a email service that's going to categorize those things, organize them, and allow you to communicate with them in bulk while using a lot of different options. Okay, so GetResponse and Aweber are my preferred ones that I recommend, and I did a review of them on YouTube if you want to check that out, or it's also on my blog. But they're best for people starting out or in the kind of medium-sized business category, or if you're kind of becoming a big business, a corporation, things like that, you might want to take it to the next level with Infusionsoft, which is a little more expensive. Number 9, don't rely on just one computer, and have a backup plan for your files, for your notes, things like that that you absolutely need to run your business or to fall back on if something happens. If there's some kind of disaster that you don't anticipate happening, which happens a lot for people, it might be a once-in-a-lifetime type of disaster, but if it does happen, you're going to be sorry if you don't have a backup plan. Okay, so have accounts that you can log into from computers anywhere. Have a backup computer, maybe at your at some other location, or maybe in another room or something that you can go to if something happens. Just be prepared for the worst case scenario. Number 10, don't do anything Blackhat. I've always tried to stay away from those types of things because it's very frowned upon now. People got away with it maybe 10 years ago, but now Google, Bing, Yahoo, Amazon, all these big brands are cracking down on unethical, under-the-table type tactics that, link building software, or spamming on social media, things like that is all being cracked down on. And if you find a Blackhat strategy that works right now, chances are in a few months it won't. There's going to be updates, and so if you're banking on that, you're going to lose everything. It's not going to go well for you, and it's just not good for your brand in general. So don't do anything like that. 11, devote some time and resources to analytics. If you don't know the numbers, you're not going to know what's working and what's not. If you're going in the right direction or the wrong direction, which pages do best, which pages do worse, things like that. If you don't know the numbers, you don't know exactly where you are, and you can't just guess on things like that, but numbers never lie. So use Google Analytics for your website, use advanced analytics for other things like email marketing. Just always know the numbers and what exactly is going on. Number 12, use Evernote for organizing ideas. It's really pretty much impossible to remember every idea that you have, and a lot of times you'll have good ideas and just not have any place to write it down or any place to put it. And Evernote is probably the best resource I've ever seen as far as organizing pictures, audios, videos, things you write down, just things that pop in your head randomly when you're in bed or taking a shower, or going to the airport or something. You might have a random idea that's perfect but don't have a place to put it, or to access it later from another device. Evernote is the perfect resource for that, and it's actually free to start using. So that's how you can keep your ideas all organized and in one place. Don't have too many businesses at once. If you're starting out, especially, and you don't have the resources to hire people, or don't have the knowledge to know exactly how to run it without losing money, then focus on one business that you're good at, that you kind of specialize in, and then eventually you can branch off after you can outsource and automate what you're doing. But don't try to start a bunch of things at one time. It never works. Number 14, ask your audience what they want. The best way to make quite a bit of money with an internet-based business is to ask them exactly what they're looking for, what they're frustrated with, what they can't find anywhere else, things like that. When you build an email list, you can survey them, and that's how the top brands on the internet actually figure out what to make for their audience. Instead of making a product and trying to find an audience for it, make a big audience using email marketing, social media, blog traffic, etc., and then find what their pain points are, what they're looking for, and make a product based on that. Number 15, protect your business with an LLC. You never want to take the risk of the government coming after you or somebody trying to sue you or whatever, and you could lose your entire business because it's all connected to your self as a sole proprietorship. And most likely this won't happen, but if it does, and I've heard of many instances where it has, where maybe part of the name of your business might be copyrighted in some way, and they might come after you with these big time lawyers from a big corporation, or maybe some small guy didn't like your product and wants to sue you or something. Things like that can happen. They're most likely not going to, but the bigger brand you have, and the more it grows, the more there could be that one person out of the many thousands that know your brand that could try something like that. So make sure you have an LLC so you're prepared and your business can't be taken away. Number 16, read daily. This isn't really a specific internet business tactic, but it's something that really relates to whether you're going to be successful or not. All the billionaires, all the multimillionaires, if you listen to interviews by them on podcasts like, say, Tim Ferriss or John Lee Dumas, on their podcast, they interview a lot of successful people. Pretty much all of them say they read daily. And, some of them read a book a day, some of them read 30 minutes a day, some of them read a chapter a day or 1,000 words a day. And there's different kinds of books, audiobooks, ebooks. If you have a Kindle or something like that, you can read there, like ebooks. You can read regular books, obviously. A lot of people prefer the real thing. But whatever you need to do, always read about, people that have been successful in the past, different strategies, different ways of thinking, different ways to better your mind and to be more intelligent. The smarter you are, the better ideas you'll come up with, the better questions you'll ask, and the better businesses you're going to build. Number 17, focus on your strengths. Obviously, if you try to build up your weaknesses just because someone else makes it look good or makes a good business out of that, and you're not naturally very good at it, then it could take you an entire lifetime just to build up your weakness to be average. But you have an advantage over people when you use your natural strengths, and you build on your strengths are going to be better than 99% of other people in that area. So the best thing to do is build on your strengths if you're looking to figure out what kind of business you should do, what kind of operations on a daily basis you should focus on, and things like that. Number 18, use UpWork and Fiverr for outsourcing. UpWork was recently renamed. That's their new name, is UpWork, but they used to be something else. I can't actually think of the word, what they were, but anyway, they are one of the best outsourcing websites you can find. You can find all kinds of people that charge different amounts all over the world to do your outsourcing for you without having to worry about employees and things like that and all the paperwork and headaches that come with it. Fiverr is another place, and it's more of like, cheap outsourcing. Of course, they're actually getting into more specialized work and more expensive work, but Fiverr is based on everything is $5 and up, but you can get a lot of minor things done like transcription, graphic design, writing, things like that on Fiverr for like $5, and it's really cheap and really effective. The other thing is use Siri, Cortana, or whatever your smartphone brand has. Usually they're going to have something like that. That's kind of the new big thing. And instead of hiring a personal assistant or something like that, you can have just your phone schedule and remind you to do things for you by just clicking a button on your phone or your computer. It really saves you a lot of time, saves you a lot of money, and it can really go a long way. So, outsource as much as you can using software and these outsourcing sites, and then you'll have a lot more time to work on what's important. Number 20, check emails once a day and no more than that. I know a lot of people, you may have this problem, I used to have this problem, but they prioritize emails from other people way too much, especially unimportant emails. You don't have to reply to every single email right away. One of the best things I learned this from a few other entrepreneurs, but you just have one little block every day to check emails. If something's really important or major, you deal with it. Other than that, you kind of reply when you can, but it's not the most important thing. Otherwise, if you're checking emails all the time, you're going to be wasting a lot of time, you're going to be procrastinating, and you're going to be living your life on other people's terms instead of your own. Number 21, don't do a business you don't love, because you won't stick with it, you won't do it for the long haul, and eventually you'll get burnt out and quit. So, to save yourself from wasting a lot of time and resources on something you don't even have a passion for, trust me, you don't want to go down that road. Don't beat your head against the wall expecting to break through. Just do what you love, find a way to do it to where you enjoy it, and you'll never feel like you're working a day in your life. Number 22, become a specialist. One thing a lot of people do is they go too broad when they start out. You might have this problem, you might not, but a lot of internet people do this, and they end up competing with large brands because large brands started out as specialists, and they have broadened their websites, like Business Insider or these news sites or these gigantic brands and corporations. They can do that because they have massive amounts of employees and outsourcing and content writers and things like that. They can expand because they're a huge brand, they're already making a lot of money. But when you start out, you need to become a specialist where there's very little competition in a very ultra specific niche, so that you can later expand, but at least you can get some sales and differentiate yourself from the crowd when you're starting out. Number 23, make everything simple for the customer. The simpler you make it and the easier you make it, the more sales you're going to get, the more subscribers you're going to get, the more traffic you're going to get, and the better you're going to do overall. If you make it really hard for people to opt in their email, whereas if you just make it to where they can click it and it pre-populates their email in there and all they have to do is click one button, it's going to get a lot more subscribers than if you make them fill out a long form with their name and their email and their address and all this stuff, and then go through all these steps just to opt in. A lot of people aren't going to waste their time. They have very short attention spans and they won't do it. So make it simple. Make navigation on your website simple. Make opting into your email list simple. Make buying your products simple. Make upgrading simple. Make everything as simple as possible and straightforward. Number 24, repurpose your content. Obviously, I told you you want to focus on one type of content, whether it's blogging, whether it's videos, whether it's audios, slides, social media posting, but you also want to repurpose it. And you can actually use Fiverr and UpWork to outsource this, or there's softwares that can convert it for you. There's websites where they have resources that convert maybe your article into an ebook, or maybe you can convert a video to an audio, things like that, and you can repurpose it. So if you have a blog post with the same information, what the best people do is they take that and then they purpose that into a video, same information. They purpose that into a podcast with same information. They purpose that into a slideshow on SlideShare with same information, and they get a lot more traffic because of that, because different people prefer to consume their content on different ways. So repurpose it so that people who prefer audios will hear it as an audio, people who prefer videos will see it as a video, and people who prefer writing will see it as a blog post, things like that. So you hit every point, every group of people and how they consume content in their preferred way. And last but not least, focus on daily habits and not trying to hit a home run every now and then. A lot of people try to do something crazy, do something that's really even unlikely for anyone to do on any level. They might try to, do 20 blog posts in one day or something. Instead of pushing yourself to do something that's just really hard and it's really going to be frustrating, home runs are hard to come by, but it's really what you do on a daily basis, whether it's small or big, that really defines who you are, where your business is, and what kind of success you're going to have short term and long term. Aristotle really said it best when he said, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act but a habit." He's also said a lot that habits really make us who we are, and they define us, and you can tell a lot about a person based on what they do daily. And this is one of the greatest philosophers of all time, and he really hammers it home that habits really make the person. They make you reach the goals you want to. Good or bad, habits are what you need to work on to get where you want to go. Okay? So those are the 25 things I recommend as far as owning and running a successful internet business. There's some things I learned the hard way, some things I learned from the best people in the industry, and really if you take all these 25 things into account and make sure that you follow them to a T on a daily basis, you will do a lot better than most people, and you will build a business pretty quickly, pretty successfully, and enjoy the fruits of your labor very soon, as opposed to a lot later, if at all. So if you liked the video, if you actually learned something from it, don't forget to like it and subscribe. I'll have a lot more videos teaching you how to run an internet business the right way, how to market it, how to pick products, how to do a lot of different types of businesses and to scale up and things like that. If you want to leave a comment, we definitely encourage you to do so. Let us know another tip that you've learned as an internet business owner, or some things that you really thought were valuable in this video, or just let us know what you thought about the video in the comments. Don't forget to visit us at selfmadesuccess.com, which is my main website, my blog, where you can learn more in-depth tutorials. You'll get products and things like that can really help you take things to a new level. Or if you want to start your very first business, not sure where to go, you can do so there as well. And other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great day.